Timing or different detailed elements which I would really consider trivial.
Low denied claims he had cut short the filibuster or that he was pressured by the government. Van proposed another 20 or so amendments today that were also voted down. The landfill expansion plan now goes to the Finance Committee for the funding request. Outside Ledgeco, Chungkwano residents made their voices heard. They petitioned against the plan to expand the landfill in their neighborhood. Some of them wanted to attend the meeting but were denied entry. The Ledgeco Secretariat explained that they were wearing T-shirts with slogans and carrying banners, which violates Ledgeco provisions. Despite the vote today, residents and their supporters said they will continue their fight.
We won't say that we lose the battle. We hope that if it is justice, then we hope that the justice will protect all the residents in Chungkwano.
Fong said some residents now plan to occupy the main roads leading to the landfill as part of their protest. But she explained that will only aim at blocking rubbish trucks. Meanwhile, discussions on the funding application for the Shek Wu Chau incinerator have been postponed to next Tuesday. People Power lawmaker Albert Chan says he already has plans to submit a number of amendments at next week's meeting. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
There are fresh concerns tonight about the health risks facing residents of subdivided flats. A new study shows the amount of bacteria found in some of these units is much higher than that of other residential homes. Vicky Kong tells us more.
More than 170,000 people live in subdivided flats like these around town. According to a study conducted by Baptist University and World Green Organization, tenants there can be exposed to a bacterial count that's 3 times more than in other residential homes. While poor ventilation in these often windowless flats is a major reason, researchers said the lack of storage space for clothes is another.
They hang clothes inside their unit, and the problem is clothes is actually an incubator in itself. So why is an incubator? Because clothes is a nutrient for microbial growth and also can contain a lot of human bacteria.
Between July and September last year, Lai's team spot-checked 20 subdivided units for their bacterial counts. 7 of the flats failed to pass the good category under the government's indoor air quality guidelines. Apart from looking at the bacterial count, researchers also measured the toxin levels produced by fungus and germs found at the subdivided units. These toxins can actually irritate the immune and respiratory systems.
I think the government definitely has a role, to ensure the continuous improvement in the quality of the living environment in subdivided flats.
Yu believes the government should take the initiative in reducing health risks at subdivided flats, in addition to monitoring fire and structural safety. Vicky Kong, TVB News.
CLP has weighed in on the city's future fuel mix debate. The power company says Hong Kong should consider both importing more electricity and using more natural gas for local production as proposed by the government. Joao da Silva reports.
Powering a 24-hour megacity like Hong Kong is no easy task, and with the city's total electricity consumption projected to increase over the next decade, it's a task that's not getting any easier. At the forefront of this effort to continue meeting Hong Kong's energy needs are its 2 electricity suppliers. One of them, CLP Power, has issued a response to the government's public consultation on a future fuel mix. CLP believes the 2 options put forward pose both opportunities and challenges. The first option would see Hong Kong importing half of its energy from the mainland, 20% from the Daya Bay nuclear plant and 30% from the China Southern power grid. The second option is to increase the use of natural gas. The fuel mix will be 60% natural gas, 20% nuclear power and 20% coal. In order to improve air quality, CLP believes the government should start planning for the introduction of the second option and consider building new gas units. Simultaneously, the power supplier says the government should kick off a detailed study towards the introduction of the first option and examine whether building a new cross-border interconnector would meet demand. The company also calls for a review of future demand in order to avoid overinvestment. João da Silva, TVB News.
Turning overseas again, the operator of Japan's crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant said today it's begun releasing groundwater into the Pacific Ocean. A spokesman for Tokyo Electric Power said the water meets legal radiation safety limits. It's the first time since the 2011 nuclear meltdown that water from the plant has been pumped into the ocean. The groundwater flows down hills and mixes with highly contaminated water used to cool reactors. Storage tanks that contain the water have almost reached capacity. The water is treated before being pumped out. The controversial release was agreed to by fishermen after extended talks. Many of them have been out of work due to a voluntary fishing ban in the area.
In the U.S., Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell defeated his Tea Party challenger in the GOP primary contest in Kentucky. The five-term senator led Matt Bevin by 60% to 36%, with most of the votes counted. McConnell will face Democrat Allison Lundergan Grimes in November's midterm election to try to defend his Senate seat. The Republicans need 6 more seats to wrest control of the Senate from the Democrats. All right, Tony, over to you for sports.
Yep, and more exciting action in the NBA playoffs. And let's talk all about it. The Miami Heat defeated the Indiana Pacers in Game 2 of their Eastern Conference Final Series. As James Wong shows